Joel looks like an old man. He does. Billy Joel looks like an old man now. And so does Michael McDonald. And Howard Jones. They all look like old men now. Billy Joel and Howard Jones and Michael McDonald. They do. If you've seen them on TV lately, they look like old men. And you know who else looks like an old man? Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers looks like an old man too. But he looked like an old man 30 years ago because he was prematurely graying. Remember that? I always thought he was a lot older than he really was. Because sort of like Steve Martin. But yeah, they all look like old men now. And Kenny Rogers, whatever happened to Kenny Rogers? You never hear anything from him anymore on the radio. When was the last time you heard Kenny Rogers on the radio? I mean, he was a lot better than the stuff they play on the radio now. I mean, that's for certain. Where is he? I mean, you never hear him anymore. Is he disappeared? Has he just disappeared off the face of the earth? Kenny, where are you? Where are you, Kenny? Kenny, where are you? I haven't seen you in 25 years, Kenny. I know you look like an old man now, but we need you. We need you more than ever. Come back, Kenny, wherever you are. Please, come back. We need you. We need you desperately. You're the one thing standing between the radio airwaves being filled with. The radio airwaves are filled with nothing but Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and all these other right wingers now. We need Kenny Rogers to come in and just fill the airwaves with his wonderful music and singing once again. Just to get rid of, just to squeeze Rush Limbaugh off the airwaves. We need Howard Jones too. That's right, we need Howard Jones to come in. And even Toni Braxton. That's right, we need Toni Braxton too. Whatever happened to Toni Braxton? You never hear anything about Toni Braxton anymore either. Where is she anyway? Toni, we need you. Where are you? Whatever happened to Howard Jones and Toni Braxton? And another one, remember, another one is James Ingram. Remember him? Remember when James Ingram did that duet with Michael McDonald? Yeah, that's right, Yamo Be There. Remember that? Remember, it was the duet by James Ingram and Michael McDonald. Yamo Be There. And I remember Casey Kasem always played it. I remember how it entered the countdown on Casey Kasem. And Casey Kasem used to talk about, he says, now here's the latest song by James Ingram and Michael McDonald called Yamo Be There. It's an inspirational song. Yeah, it's inspirational because it inspired people to make ridiculous songs. Because it was ridiculous. I didn't even know what it was. I don't know what that was supposed to mean, the chorus. I mean, the chorus of the song. What does that mean, Yamo Be There? I mean, I didn't know what that meant. You know, maybe it's... I didn't know what it meant, but it must be actually very meaningful. I probably didn't understand the song. It's probably just because of my cultural isolation that I just didn't understand it, because I was only like, what, 10 or 11 when that song was popular. But the song was actually probably really one of the greatest masterpieces in music history, but it was just too sophisticated for me to understand at that age. And also the part in the middle, the instrumental break, is partly, it is now believed that that's partly what inspired the thing about the in 5th grade with blowing the milk bubbles through the straw, like the, because there's this instrument, I don't know what instrument it was. I remember in the instrumental break, they used some instrument that sounded like a person. It sounded like a person blowing milk bubbles through a straw, going, and that was the thing that inspired inspired what I used to do in 5th grade. And that oh no, Autu, oh no, Autu. That was partly inspired by Yamo Be There. But now, you can check the latest memes. And man, there's some crazy, there's a crazy news story going on. I don't even know if it's even within my dignity to mention it. But oh gosh, this is just downright. There's some crazy stuff going on. Not in Kentucky though, or Ohio, what I'm referring to here, or Indiana for that matter. But yeah, this was this is just downright crazy. And I'm amazed that they're not even trying to hide their contempt for the Constitution anymore. It's like they try passing all these things that are just unconstitutional, and somebody points out, well, that's unconstitutional. And they're like, oh yeah, so it's not our job to decide to worry about whether something's constitutional. Yes it is. If you're an American citizen, it's your job to worry about whether something's constitutional or not. You know, that's part of being an American. And they do this stuff, and you know, and at this time of year, you know, 4th of July coming up, people ought to be in a patriotic mood. But not the tea baggers, not the tea parties. They're just as extreme as ever. So, and some of the stuff that they support, wouldn't it pretty much disqualify them from being from the rights of citizenship, just by intentionally not supporting, just from intentionally supporting stuff that's unconstitutional and knowing that it's unconstitutional? Or since some of them, now I know this wouldn't apply around here since Kentucky's a landlocked state, but if it's happened somewhere like Florida or California or something that's right next to international waters, shouldn't, if they don't like the Constitution, or if they don't like the country's laws, shouldn't they just leave and set up a ship in international waters and start their own country? Wouldn't that make more sense than trying to tell people how to live on land in the U.S.? You know, I mean, hasn't that dawned on them yet? I mean, now see, I know, around here they wouldn't have that option because, you know, we're all landlocked here. See, we're in that little part of America that's landlocked, you know, and we don't have international waters to enjoy. But you see, if they do it, that's what gets me about Florida. Why is Florida so right-wing when all the right-wingers could just set up a ship in international waters and be happy? But I guess that they'd rather impose their morals on everybody else. See, so that's how it works in Conserve a World.